emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, reigning by master.
You see how they're messing them? Do you see how disgraceful?
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu,
we are live and we are direct. You may not like it and fight quietly. If you like it, if you don't like it, you don't. We are live and we are direct.
But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this Ipob, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Ipob, Yasika, and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we are doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not if you know what the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us.
All of you have idiotically forgotten. All you evil black people, you people that Lucifer are using as instruments. You children of darkness from Africa, wicked, evil people, you were there when over 500 people were massacred under Obiano at Ipob. You have all forgotten. You're telling me rubbish about unknown gunmen attacking police. You people, what did you say when men were slaughtered at Ipob? You did nothing. Our men must be at alert. You must be at alert. From now, no sleeping. All the young men in Biafra land, no sleeping. Every night you organize yourselves to defend your towns and your villages. DSS and the army are renting houses in and around Anambra State, patrolling in the daytime, abducting in the middle of the night. Because of that, from now, I am telling Obiano from now, I don't want to see or hear that there is any movement of vehicle in Anambra State from 12 midnight to 5 o'clock every day from tonight. 12 midnight to night. Any car that I see in Anambra State, any car moving from 12 midnight will be destroyed, and all occupants will be destroyed, all of them, from tonight. Let me see how you're going to die your kidnapping and die your abduction. From now, this immediately from this minute. 12 midnight every day until further notice. From 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning, I don't want to hear that there is any vehicular movement in Abia State and in Anambra State. No movement of vehicle. Now listen, if your brother, your auntie, your sister is a taxi driver, or they have their own private vehicles, I said there will be no movement of any vehicle. Go and tell the Nigeria Union of Road Transport Workers, even tell Union of Journalists. I do not want to hear that there is any vehicle on the road from 12 midnight, starting from tonight, 22nd of April, 2021, until further notice. No movement of vehicle from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning. Let me see how they're going to abduct. And every night. Because if we allow the Fulani people to succeed in what they plan to do, we are finished. They have come before time. They are using Obiano. They are using Okezi Bazu. They are using all these wicked and evil people. You call your governors, Hope Uzodinma, to perpetrate this like these people never. I never heard Obiano come out to condemn Miyetiala when they were ravaging Dunukofia. I never heard Obiano come out to say that what is happening is bad when Miyetiala Fulani terrorists we are sacking villages in Ayabelum until we met them. None of them has ever come out to condemn the massacre of their own people. None. But when it comes to fighting their own people, they are number one champions. Them and anybody supporting them, all of them, we are prepared to die. Don't get me wrong. Yes, we are. But you evil people working for Fulani Janjaweed without shame, you idiots, allowing cattle rearers to be controlling your brain, you idiots will die as well. Check that evil. From tonight, try me and see. Let me hear tomorrow there was a vehicle in Anambra State 12 midnight. God will punish the driver and everybody that the idiot is carrying. I said no vehicle. I don't want to see or hear any vehicle from tonight to further notice. Every landlord in Anambra State must do an audit as to those who are living in their houses. Every landlord in Anambra, I said, if you give your house to army or DSS and from your house our people are abducted, what will happen to that landlord and the family? I'm warning you now so you understand. Our madness have just begun. I am warning all of you, every landlord, do not give house to anybody unless you know who that person is and what they are doing. I am warning all of you in Anambra. You know, I don't care. You can be lamenting and talking your rubbish when they call you inside that rock to be talking rubbish every day. We don't give a damn. We are warning you. You are placing our land in danger. You are placing our land in danger. Because of our activities, we truncated the plan of the Fulanis to start your mass murder in 2022. That's what they plan to do. are defending him. Are defending him. Are defending him. Fulani people are defending him. But you idiots from the south, from the east, you're talking rubbish about your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe that's your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe there's something in Suya, maybe in Kilishi, and in that cattle that they give to us to eat. There must be something fundamentally wrong with us as a people. Fundamentally wrong with us as a people. And we must confront it. And confront it we shall. These people lecturing us about no secession, you're destroying the country. You people, you Fulani idiots, you Fulani bigots, you Fulani impostors, you Fulani vagabonds are the same people that welcomed the rehabilitation of terrorists. You granted bandits, killers, murderers, and kidnappers amnesty. I want Obia not to listen. I want Ipob to listen. I want Ipob, this idiot, Sarikin Fulani of Imo State, Hope to listen very, very carefully. You people are fools because you cannot listen very well. The same people you're fighting for, killing your own people because of them, they are the ones rehabilitating, so they claim, putting the army that we have today. Somebody might come and say, you have given the order that the police and the army should be attacked. All those idiots. Some of you fools who cannot reason, we are not attacking any police. We are attacking the terrorists that they brought into the police and into the army. They are the ones killing our people. We must defend ourselves. You fools cannot reason very well. We are not fighting any standing or legally, properly constituted army or police. These are the same Fulani terrorists, murderers and killers. The same people that went in, in Damatru or wherever it is, killing and slaughtering Christians in droves. You fools that cannot reason. The same Boko Haram that has been killing, the same Fulani terrorists have been killing people. They are the ones now in the army. Did you not see them? Recruit them into the army? You're telling me we shouldn't fight them? These are terrorists in police uniform and army uniform. You're saying we should not fight them? Is that what you're saying? Are you that foolish? Are you that stupid? This same Fulani pontificating about peace and unity and anti-secession whatever garbage that they are pouring out of their useless, stinking Janjaweed mouths. These same idiots, these same fools are the ones that rehabilitated Boko Haram. So they claim. These fools are the ones that granted amnesty to bandits. Now, let me surprise all of you. Surprise, surprise. Those that are giving amnesty to are Fulani terrorists, Fulani bandits, Fulani kidnappers, Fulani headsmen who are murderers and land-grabbing urchins. These are the people that are giving amnesty to. You people should reason. You zoo animals called Nigerians, reason for once. The hypocrisy in Fulani, their hypocrisy is astonishing. Hypocrites. Fulani, who is responsible for the state of almost anarchy in the zoo, who is responsible for the hopelessness of the security framework of the zoo, Fulani, who is responsible for insecurity, Fulani, who are the bandits, Fulani, who are the terrorists in the zoo, Fulani, which people are going about slaughtering and taking over other people's farmlands. It is you. You people are the problem. Unfortunately, some idiots from the south cannot see it. You wanted to show us that you know how to write grammar, writing rubbish about one Nigeria. You are defending something that is indefensible. Indefensible. Indefensible, you fools. Some smelly rats, some smelly garbage, gutter, alamajiri, gutter. The lowest of the low. If it's one of those of their fools talking, I will even understand. From the gutter. Not contributed one single thing to the advancement of the zoo. Not one single contribution has the Fulani ever made. Tell me one national contribution that the Fulani has ever made to the advancement of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Just name one thing, absolutely nothing. They want power. Power and control of oil and gas. That's all they need. That's all they want. So they can run your lives for you and control your destiny. And you're not ashamed of yourself to claim that you're educated.
onye si na agata anya ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọkwa onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo kwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo kwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee bụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke
Akoba haika anyị na-aza. Akoba anyị wanazi Ikechukwu. Akoba anyị wanaza Amara Chineke. Akoba anyị wanaza Chisom. Akoba anyị wanaza Chisoba. Nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị. Bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe. Bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ. Bịa ka iwe tituo ozu. Ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe m milere Goliath. Chineke nna nke igwe wee memire Fero. Sikwa otu a mee ka Fero gbagụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akwụkwọ ikuni ụtọ ọzọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ. Ọ bụ gụ nwa bụ ekegere eluigwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị kwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide bụ ego mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ. Bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị. Bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma.
Fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I welcome you this morning to this special program this morning. As you are joining us, I want you to know that this is IPOB Western Cape South Africa Media, and we are reaching you live from Cape Town. Cape Town is located in Western Cape, and Western Cape is in South Africa. So I welcome you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. As I welcome you this morning, I want you to welcome all lovers of freedom around you. Welcome your friends, welcome your relatives. And as you are joining us this morning, I want you to share the program in all the platforms that you belong. Share this program, like this program, because when you share this program, the program will go far and wide. When you like the program, notifications will be sent to other people who might not see or know that we are live. We are live in IPOB Western Cape Facebook page. We are live in Frank Oyebuchi Facebook page. We are live in Oyebuchi YouTube. And you can decide where you want to view us from this morning. We are in all platforms on social media. And I welcome you once again, fellow Biafrans. Like I said before, as I welcome you, I want you to welcome others. We are reaching you live from IPOB Western Cape South Africa Media here in Western Cape. I thank you for joining us this morning. I say to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. Depends where you are watching us from. My name is Mazi Onyebuchi. I am the host of this program. By the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator here in Western Cape, South Africa. This is IPOB Western Cape, South Africa. We are saying it the way it is, without fear, without favor. We are not here to represent any individual. The reason this page is running is not to protect or to defend any individual. The only reason we have this page is to defend Biafra. And Biafra we shall defend. Is to defend IPOB. IPOB we shall defend. Anybody or anything that is contrary to this,
is not part of what we are doing. So I want you to bear in mind that we are not here for any human being. We are here for Biafra. And we are serious to restore Biafra. I bring you greetings from all the coordinators and deputy coordinators from IPOB Western Cape. Most especially, greetings from my leader and the leader of this wonderful zone, IPOB Western Cape, Mazi Nocentalia, a hardcore, a real Biafran. I thank you all for listening to us this morning, and I want you to sit back as we bring to you a very, very important topic this morning. We have a very, very important topic this morning. Before we go in, I want to know if you have prayed for our leader this morning, because it is very important that we remember to pray for him, and we remind all IPOB family members to always pray for our leader. So I want you to always remember to pray for him. If you have not done so, I want you to do that immediately. So, fellow Biafrans, I brought to you this morning very, very important and significant topic, which is topic about IPOB Code of Conduct. Because this IPOB Code of Conduct forms a very significant of importance in this struggle. Without the IPOB Code of Conduct and without a strict adherence to IPOB Code of Conduct, this struggle will never move forward. And that is why I made it as a point of duty to always refer us back to IPOB Code of Conduct. Like I have said in the past, without knowledge or without the knowledge of IPOB Code of Conduct, what you see today in IPOB will continue to happen. And that is why people like me have decided to educate and to enlighten our people on IPOB Code of Conduct. Because this struggle is supposed to be disciplined at all levels and at all times. No matter who you are, you must be disciplined. That is why IPOB Code of Conduct is in place to guide you to the direction in which the struggle is going. Because it will not be good that every man to his base. It will not be good that we don't have the same mind, the same mindset, we don't have the same cohesion, we don't have the same purpose and other things that may be in line. That is why our leader put IPOB Code of Conduct, so that every one of us will follow the same path, the same line, so that every one of us may speak the same language, every one of us may have the same understanding, that we may operate under one command, under one discipline. That is the reason why IPOB Code of Conduct is in place. And if you call yourself or you see yourself as IPOB family member, and you are not conversant with IPOB Code of Conduct, then you are not serious. You are not serious in the sense that you don't know your left from your right. So I am bringing you this topic this morning because this topic is lacking in IPOB media personalities. No media person deems it fit to bring to the knowledge of family members what IPOB Code of Conduct says. If we make it a duty to educate our people on IPOB Code of Conduct, our problem would have been solved at least 70%. So I welcome you to this all-important segment. I am not targeted at this is not targeted at any human being or any individual. This is to propagate and to move the struggle forward. Why we await the coming back of our leader. So IPOB Code of Conduct is a very, very important part, or should I say, a very, very integral part of this struggle. Important one for that matter. With IPOB Code of Conduct, everyone, every man, every comrade on his part, there will be no encroachment, there will be no bruises, and there will be no grudges. Because when you follow your path without encroaching on mine, I have no reason to hold any grudges against you. As long as I follow IPOB Code of Conduct, as long as what I'm doing is recognized and accepted by IPOB Code of Conduct, whether it pleases you or not, it shouldn't be an issue to me. So I am here this morning to open our eyes to what we have not, or what we have not seen before, or what we've seen before, but did not understand what we are seeing, or otherwise, as the case may be. So before I go into this, into bringing the wordings of IPOB Code of Conduct, I want to first and foremost read the preamble, because it's very, very important that you understand the reason the IPOB Code of Conduct is put in place. Very, very important that you understand that IPOB Code of Conduct is not here for formalities. There is a reason why it is put in place. That is why I will always read the preamble, so that you will understand the need for the Code of Conduct. So that you would understand that if you call yourself IPOB family member, you must at all times listen and follow the lead of IPOB Code of Conduct. Because as it is at this moment, this is the leader we are seeing. Our leader put it down so that whenever we did not see him, we could not find him, or we could not reach him, this will represent him if we must continue. As I am reading this, I am reading the mind, the heart of Oyenduma Nnamdi Kanu. This is exactly what Oyendu said, and he wants these things to be followed at all times. If we said he is our leader. So I go. We, the indigenous people of Biafra, are indigenous to the nation called Biafra. And we Biafrans originate from a single ancestry. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, incorporates or comprises those Biafrans residents in the homeland and those in the diaspora, bound and united by one single objective, which is to explore and utilize every available legal framework of domestic and international nature, in addition to universally guaranteed rules and procedures to assert the right to self-determination for the Biafran people and eventually and ultimately determine our own economic, political, legal, social, and cultural system in a sovereign and independent Biafran nation. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB worldwide families are accorded official and legal status in over 80 countries around the world. These establishment structures in different countries of the world are the institutional foundation of the new Biafra nation, and therefore official representatives of the indigenous people of Biafra, with the sole responsibility to deal and communicate directly with the government and people of their host countries in order to bring to their attention and knowledge the atrocities being committed against Biafrans by the Nigerian establishment. In pursuance of this core objective, it is incumbent upon us to ensure that all IPOB family members worldwide are properly guarded to know and understand their duty and responsibility towards our effort to restore our dear nation, Biafra. To this effect, therefore, the apex leadership of IPOB has deemed it very apt at this critical state of our struggle to formulate a general code of conduct for all IPOB families worldwide. This is a simple reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put in place IPOB Code of Conduct. As you have already known, it is not for a joke that he put it together. He did not put it together for decoration. He put it together only for directives as we embark on this noble quest for the restoration of our dear nation, Biafra. So I welcome you this morning to this all-important program. Before I go on, I want to read and interpret for you another very important part of this IPOB Code of Conduct. All the weddings here are very, very important. They are very important. But I picked some because I wanted to drive home some points this morning. Section 2, IPOB Command and Control Policy. Subsection A, appointments and dismissals. Paragraph 1, the only paragraph in this section, said, and I quote, or I read, the power to appoint, suspend, and or dismiss erring principal officers vests exclusively on the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, except and to the extent he clearly and expressly delegates that power to any other principal officer. You will agree with me that every one of us are working under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every principal officer in IPOB is working under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Whether you are appointed directly or by proxy, your appointment immediately or as soon as it is made translates to you working under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that appointment is by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the person that appointed you that appointed you to any position is a principal officer, and that person is representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that place or in that gathering or in that unit. So only the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it very, very, very clear that anytime your appointment is signed or you are appointed into it, has become his duty to oversee that you do the right thing. And anytime you fail to do the right thing, that person that appointed you, or that other person that appointed you to that post, does not have power to sack or expel you or suspend you without first consulting with the Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It could be through the IPOB Code of Conduct, because IPOB Code of Conduct is Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and representing all the directives have been noted down here in IPOB Code of Conduct. What you must do and how to do it has been noted down here in IPOB Code of Conduct. So each time anybody did anything that is against the struggle, it is the duty of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to suspend or sack that individual. It is not the duty of any principal officer to do so. That is what Section A, appointments and dismissals, made us to understand. So, this moment, I want you to think about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it is his duty and responsibility to discharge or suspend or dismiss or expel any individual working under him. It is not the duty of your national coordinator. It's not the duty of your zonal coordinator. It's not the duty of any person that is holding or occupying any post in IPOB. The only person that has the power to suspend and dismiss is Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So anybody that is suspending you, or anybody that is suspending anybody without the instructions from Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing that out of insubordination. I want you to know that anybody that is sacking, dismissing, or expelling anybody, any comrade, any principal officer in IPOB or any family member in IPOB, is doing that act because he does not respect our leader. He does not want to follow the lead. He wants to show that he is important also to make decisions. Because IPOB Code of Conduct made it very, very clear to us how to follow and how to do things. So it is the duty of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to suspend or dismiss any erring principal officer. It is his duty. As soon as we realize that it is his duty to dismiss any erring principal officers, the better for us. So I explain this to us because so many people are confused. Why and who is position to suspend erring principal officers. This is for principal officers. You cannot sack whom you did not appoint. Now, subsection C, IPOB hierarchical structure. I want to bring this this all important wordings to us, because this is where everything starts and ends. In this subsection C, IPOB hierarchical structure. Oyedu went deeper in making a very powerful pronouncement. And the pronouncements he made here are mostly direct. And he did not use any grammar, strong grammar here that you may say that his words is hard for you to understand. Now, subsection C, IPOB hierarchical structures. I read, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Did you hear that? Led by Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's not, he didn't say led by the DOS. No. It says the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see? Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of IPOB. When you talk about IPOB leadership, you are talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you are talking about IPOB leadership, you are referring to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the one and only leadership of indigenous people of Biafra worldwide. They are not two, they are not three. Other offices or other structures operates below Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not failed to make this known to us, that he is the leader. There is no one, there is no two, there is no three leadership. We have one leadership under one command. When you know this, you will be able to defend every gullible individual who has come to sell some fallacy to you, that IPOB has leadership that is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No. IPOB does not have two leaderships. What we have, according to the IPOB Code of Conduct, is one leadership, singular, not plural. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, and I read, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, made a deliberate and conscious decision to pursue our inalienable rights to self-determination through non-violence, peaceful process, which include, but not restricted to, all forms of civil disobedience, boycotts, sit-at-homes, protests, and rallies, being a non-violent freedom-fighting movement. Our operational methodology, therefore, is founded upon the enduring and effective principle of command and control. This principle, a hierarchical top-down process meant to instill discipline into the consciousness of every IPOB family member, proposes that all directives from the apex leadership of IPOB passed down to the Directorate of States of the Indigenous People of Biafra, the DOS, or through a superior officer to his subordinates, must be obeyed without fail. Did you hear that? What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying here is that even DOS is under him. DOS is not the leadership of IPOB. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trying to explain to us. That his directive, he passes it through the DOS. He passes down through the DOS or through a superior officer to his subordinates must be obeyed. So any information, any command that is coming through our leader must be obeyed. Your duty is to know or to be sure that it is our leader that is saying whatever that is being said to you. Our leader said that all directives from the apex leadership, which is from the office of the Supreme Commander, from the office of the Supreme Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra worldwide, whether he pass it down through directorates or a superior principal officer, it must be obeyed without delay. That is what he's saying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not give DOS the power or authority to make rules, to make laws in IPOB. No. What DOS stand for is like the League of Directors. The League of Directors. Not one director, not two directors, not three directors. There are so many of them in that union. That is why they have, in that body, that is why they have head of directorates. Somebody who is standing as their head. As it is, that person alone does not have power to conclude in any matter that they are deliberating on. That matter must be deliberated by all the directorates, all the directors, and they must come to an agreement on what to do. But when it comes to IPOB in general, a running of IPOB, the only person that has power and authority over every person, everybody, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every other offices are under his office. Any rules or any changes to be made in IPOB must be approved, signed by Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is not a rocket science. It's not a difficult thing for you to understand this. So nobody will come and tell you that, yes, Onyendu is not here. Now, it is now the duty of the DOS to make rules and laws in IPOB. What about the rules and the laws that is already made by the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What about that rules? What about that laws? What about the code of conduct? Why are you trying to make a new rules and a new law, a new way of doing things in IPOB when Onyendu Mazen Kanu has already written or mapped out strategies and made instructions to us, all you need to do is to harvest on that. Use it to run this, to run the family while Onyendu rejoins us. Why would you want to break every rules? Why would you want to turn around everything that Onyendu has set in motion? You want to stop it or turn it around? Onyendu made it very, very important that every directive going to the IPOB worldwide must pass through him. And when he made that pronouncement, he is sending it either to the DOS or any superior officer that he deems fit. When this is done, you as a principal officer has no other option than to submit to the superior command. But when it is corrupted, when it is falsified, when it is bastardized, or when it is being used to cow you, or to subjugate you, or to suppress and oppress you, you must disobey and disagree, because it is not coming from the right source. That is what our leader is saying, and I must continue. Whereas this fundamental principle has been one of the pillars upon which a strong, disciplined, focused, committed, and highly sophisticated mass movement of the indigenous people of Biafra worldwide, led by Onyendu Mazen Kanu, rests. Did you hear? Mazen Kanu is trying to tell you that the reason we made all this landmarks progress is because we followed the principle of command and control, incorruptible one, without being targeted to malign or to sideline any comrade, but to follow the incorruptible principle of command and control in true form of it. We made a very, very powerful, significant profits in following this wonderful paths of discipline, focus, committed, and highly sophisticated movements that we are. By listening and following the dictates, the order, the directive of Onyendu passed through the DOS or a superior officer, we made a very powerful, significant progress in this struggle. IPOB became a very strong and a formidable force, because we followed the principle of command and control, incorruptible, and aimed at not oppressing or suppressing any principal officers. We are not wielding power in IPOB. We don't do that. We don't wield power. We don't use our power, authority to suppress our fellow principal officers. We are not that. We are not part of that. That is not part of what we do. We do what we do because we are disciplined. Without discipline, IPOB will not be where it is today. Just check it out. For this past 2 years plus now, that the DOS has decided, yeah, we use the because I don't know whether they have fracture. If they don't have if they hijack DOS, those other people should come out and talk so that we know that they hijack it. As long as they are not talking, we are going to say DOS, because nobody has come on social media to say that these few individuals has hijacked IPOB. All we hear is rumor, propaganda. We don't want to believe that. If there is anything like hijack of DOS, the other DOS should come out and tell the world, the IPOB family members, that these people has hijacked the DOS. But as long as they have not done that, we are going to generalize it to be DOS. So now, I want you to check for the past 2 years that the DOS had decided to run things their way. Look at it. Have IPOB made any significant progress in this struggle? To compare when we are taking orders from the IPOB Code of Conduct and in extension from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because as long as you are following the Code of Conduct, you are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has written IPOB Code of Conduct for you and for me to always look at it anytime he's not around us. If we follow what the IPOB Code of Conduct is saying, we are, by extension, following what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. Now, since IPOB have this under DOS, since IPOB has been following that, running without the Code of Conduct, have we succeeded? Have we made any positive impact? Since IPOB had decided to work without the Code of Conduct, have we made any significant progress in this struggle? Let us just look into it. Let us take let us take this talk. When the time Oyedu is with us, that we are running on Code of Conduct, and now that Oyedu is not here, we are not running under the Code of Conduct. Which one is preferable? Which one is progressive? Which one is favoring the struggle? Any genuine IPOB family member will know that since we rejected and sidelined IPOB Code of Conduct, we cease to make any meaningful progress in the struggle. That is why there is confusion everywhere. That is why there is propaganda everywhere. That is why there is grudges everywhere. That is why there is accusations and counter-accusations everywhere. That is why there is distrust everywhere. That is why it's like we are in the dark, because you have rejected what made us who we are. IPOB Code of Conduct is the torchlight that IPOB have. Reject it and walk in darkness, wallow in darkness, just as we are doing today. That is why Oyedu said what he said. Now, I must continue to read. Taking into account that the self-determination struggle of the indigenous people of Biafra, having achieved very critical milestones and geared towards the total emancipation of our people from the shackles of oppression and servitude, and ultimately the establishment of a sovereign and independent Biafra nation. Bearing in mind the imperativeness of maintaining and strengthening discipline at all levels of service and ensuring that all principal servants remain conscious of and engrossed in their assigned duties and responsibilities to the Biafran people, the apex leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB worldwide, states unequivocally as follows. Did you see? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew from the beginning that if any principal officer should understand first and then mind their duties without encroaching on another, there will be smooth running. That is why it is not in the interest of IPOB for a head of the directorate to double into from nowhere, double into IPOB South African family problem. That is why there is regional rep, then continental rep. If there is any problem in IPOB South Africa, it is the duty of the regional rep to handle it. You don't go straight to the DOS because you know your way to the DOS. No. The regional rep must first and foremost look into it. After that, the continental rep. That is how it is. If you, as a head of the directorate or any member of the DOS, left that post and come to unit issues to solve it, you are breaking IPOB code of conduct. If you left your position as a DOS member and you begin to you find yourself encroaching on issues that concerns the national coordinator or trying to assist the national coordinator because you think you know the national coordinator or because you think you are working with the national coordinator, you are breaking the IPOB command and control structure. That is why Onyedu made it very, very clear for you to understand that you as a principal officer must know, you must understand first. You must be remain conscious and then engrossed. Engrossed means you must mind, you must stick, you must be overwhelmed by your position. You must be committed, fully 100% committed to your position. That is why he made that, he used the word engrossed. When you are engrossed in your assigned duties, your assigned posts and responsibilities, you will not have time to go and start looking at Mr. A or Mr. B, what he is doing. You will wait for everything to come to your table following the due process. You will not jump chain or line. We practice chain of command. When you jump line or when you jump chain, you are causing commotion and you are going to cause a chain reaction, like what happened in IPOB South Africa. When the DOS decided to jump chain, they caused chain reaction. And that chain reaction, they have not controlled it until today. Remember, it is command and control. Before you command, you must be able to control what you are about to command. But when you command without looking at the reactions or knowing that, okay, I can control this, then you don't know, you are not engrossed. You are not conscious and engrossed in your assignment and your duties. Oyedumazan knew the consequences of you trying to jump chain. He knows. Only to understand that immediately you begin to wield power, immediately you begin to intimidate, immediately you begin to show that yes, I am above you, I can come to you, I can intrude in, as I am coordinator in my unit. I am the coordinator there. The zonal coordinator cannot come to that unit to tell us what to do. The zonal coordinator cannot come there and tell me, okay, now this unit, I want you to be collecting net commerce money. It is not in our code of conduct. I will reject it immediately. And he cannot jump me and go to my deputy to tell my deputy to do so, or damn my deputy, or go to the family members, unit members, and begin to tell them what to do. They will not listen to him. All who they know is their coordinator. So if my zonal coordinator needs anything, he must pass through me. Then I will pass it to my units. That is how it is done. But when you say that you are going to show me that you know you are the zonal coordinator, you can effect change, you can do whatever, then you damn me, you dump me by the corner, and you go straight to my unit and begin to tell them what not. You are causing a very hefty problem you cannot control. You are now commanding what you cannot control. That is what DOS did in South Africa. That is what DOS did in Western Cape. By giving us a zonal coordinator that we don't know. By giving us a zonal coordinator without informing us. By removing our zonal, trying to remove our zonal coordinator without telling us what the crimes our zonal coordinators committed. You cannot operate in IPOB with propaganda. You cannot operate in IPOB in power tussles. IPOB is a genuine, righteous, freedom fighting movement. It is stationed so. You cannot change it. We are whiter than white, and we are whiter than snow. So in IPOB, you don't jump chain. You follow the chain of command. 1, A, B, C, D, E to Z. That is what it is. That is how it is done in IPOB. Those that is listening to this program this morning and they don't see the reason to like or share this program, I indulge you to, as you are joining this program, the first thing you should do before settling down is to like the program, share it. When you do so, other people may know that we are live and they will join us. Unless if you don't see sense in what we are doing this morning. But if what we are doing this morning is significant, I think the right thing to do is to like and share the program as you join us. So now, I want to read it again. Bearing in mind the imperativeness of maintaining and strengthening discipline. Discipline at all levels. At all levels. You see, as I am disciplined, the zonal coordinator must be disciplined. The regional coordinator must be disciplined. The continental rep must be disciplined. Those that is above must be disciplined at all levels. When we are all disciplined, then we could be able to achieve our common goals. But when I am disciplined and the next principal officer is not disciplined, there is a problem. If I am disciplined and my higher the higher principal officer, to me, is not discipline. It is very, very, it's a, so it's a very, very, it's a problem to us. It's a problem. We must all be disciplined. That is why Oyedu said, bearing in mind the imperativeness of maintaining and strengthening discipline at all levels of service and ensuring that all principal servants remain conscious. You must be conscious. You must understand what you are doing. You must be conscious of what you are doing. You must be conscious of your office. You must be conscious of your duty. You must be conscious of your surrendering. You must be conscious. Servants remain conscious and conscious of and engrossed. I have explained to us what the word engrossed means. In their assigned duties and responsibilities to the Biafran people, the apex leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB worldwide, unequivocally. You see, now, number one, he said, in subsection C, IPOB hierarchical structure, paragraph 1, our leader said that every principal servant of the indigenous people of Biafra, from unit coordinators up to the highest level of coordination, must. You see, in fact, in this code of conduct, Oyeduma can use a capital letter to write this must. He capitalized it. He said must, so that you will understand that what you are about to do is not by choice. It is a must. Whether you like it or not, you must follow these rules as long as you want to remain in your position. Unless if it is not conducive, if it's not palatable to you, you may decide to resign yourself. But if you must go on, if you must progress, if you must stay part of this family, Onyendu said, and he used capital letters to write it, he said, you must. That every principal servant of the indigenous people of Biafra, from unit coordinators up to the highest level of coordination, must adhere very strictly to this code of conduct by ensuring that they report in all cases and at all times to their immediate superior, except, this is on brackets, except on cases of complaints against the immediate superior officer, in which case they shall send a written complaint to the next superior officer. You see? So there is no time that Oyendu asks you to jump line. And you that the next superior officer to him must also follow the chain of command. So this is very, very clear to every person who wants to know the truth, not those who want to confuse themselves and trying to confuse everyone else. You must follow and you must adhere strictly to this code of conduct. You must to this code of conduct. Everything you do must be based on code of conduct. You must research the code of conduct to understand the next movement to be made before you make it. You are not going to make it any movement or statement in IPOB out of emotions or out of likeness or out of paddy levels, as we are witnessing today in this struggle. Now, I want to fast forward to IPOB subsection B, general rules. This rules is for everybody. You know, the ones I've been reading is not for, it's only for the what is it called? For the principal officers. The rules are the things I've been reading. This one now is for general, for everybody. So long as you identified yourself as IPOB, so long as you are seen, as you see yourself as a comrade fighting with Mazen the Khan under IPOB to restore Biafra. This is rules. This rules applies to you. The ones I've been reading is about the hierarchy. It's about the hierarchy. It's only for the principal servants in IPOB. But now, this one, subsection B, general rules. As you heard it, as you already hear, general means everybody. Now listen. Subsection 2. Okay, let me start from let me start from paragraph 1. Paragraph 1. All IPOB family members must maintain decorum at all IPOB events, be it IPOB family meeting or IPOB rallies. You must maintain decorum. You must maintain respect. You must maintain gentleness. You must always walk in cohesion. You must always carry yourself in a very respectable way. IPOB meetings and rallies is not a place where you see people smoking cigarettes, smoking Igbo, where you see people fighting, shouting, speaking, or using vulgar words. No. In IPOB meetings or in IPOB rallies, Oyedu made it very, very clear to us to always respect ourselves, and by so doing, respecting our fellow comrades. All IPOB family members, or everybody, must maintain decorum at all IPOB events, be it IPOB family meetings or IPOB rallies. Any gatherings where you see IPOB, you must carry yourself at a certain level, with respect, with understanding, with gentlemanness, with all whatnot. It's not a place to display arrogancy. It's not a place to display how powerful you are. It's not a place to display how rich you are. It is not a place to display how authoritative you are. It is not a place to display how offended you are. No, you must always have control of your emotions at all times. Even if it comes to a level where a fellow comrade made you angry, you must react in a very matured way, not to bring bad name to IPOB. Because wherever we are gathered, eyes are watching. People are watching us. How we conduct ourselves determines how people will treat us. How we carry ourselves determines how people will see us, will take us. How we carry ourselves determines whether people will accept us or reject us. If we cause or if we make our gatherings to be a place of commotion, people will go far away from us. Our conduct will either draw people to us or make people to give us our way. So our leader knew that it is important that we carry ourselves in this level. He made it very, very clear to you that you must have this, maintain this decorum at all times. You don't lose your temper in IPOB and you start breaking bottles. You don't get angry and you start insulting a fellow family member in IPOB meetings or in IPOB rallies. It is not acceptable. It's against IPOB code of conduct, and it is against the struggle. That is subsection B, General Rules, paragraph 1. In paragraph 2, paragraph 2 said, no IPOB family member shall engage in physical scuffle or fight or any form of disruptive behavior during IPOB meetings and events. That reminds me, few months ago, every one of us witnessed here in South Africa, in Johannesburg, to be precise, Johannesburg unit, where the so-called national coordinators, the suspended national coordinator of South Africa, Mazoke Chukwuisu, led the people he see as his defenders, the likes of Chibuzo Egwuatu, aka Ikenga Uruago, to a meeting of the indigenous people of Biafra unit. A meeting. He led his people to that meeting.
Kindly watch this video.
To disrupt it, to cause scuffle to it.
Now, up to that point, kindly watch this video. Now, up to that point, we can agree that
That's my bad. So now, no subsection B, general rules. No IPOB family member shall engage in physical scuffle or fights or any form of disruptive behavior during IPOB meetings and events. Now, I want us to go back to a few months ago, and I'll be playing the video now to explain this particular, for you to see the damages this people has done to IPOB code of conduct and IPOB family members. I mean IPOB movement. I mean Biafra movement, sorry about that. Because they don't obey or recognize IPOB code of conduct. This did not happen Because, okay, before I go on, let me play the video for you. For us to listen.
Hold your hold. No, let them not break the phone. My phone.
You cannot come inside. You cannot come inside.
Now, why did I play this video? I played this video to remind us that for this singular act, IPOB Code of Conduct was broken because IPOB Code of Conduct, subsection B, General Rules, paragraph 2 says, no IPOB family member shall engage in physical scuffle or fights or any form of disruptive behavior during IPOB meetings and events. And it will interest you to know that the people that cause this disruptive behavior are supposed to be principal officers. They're supposed to be those who interpret IPOB Code of Conduct to the family members. They are the ones who cause disruptive behavior in IPOB family meeting in Johannesburg, South Africa. Ogechukwu Isu, the suspended national coordinator of South Africa, and his gangs. You can see Mazi Chibuzo Egwatu, aka Ikenga, speaking like a tout, pushing people, scuffling, dragging, and doing all manner of things. That is against IPOB Code of Conduct. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it very clear that such acts and behavior should not be seen in IPOB meetings or gatherings. But here they are, a so-called national coordinator and a so-called media warriors are there causing a very disgraceful, disruptive behavior before the world. This video I just played now went went viral on social media. Now, is it not undermining the IPOB Code of Conduct? Ogechukwu Isu said that he did not know that this act is against the IPOB Code of Conduct. He knew. Ogechukwu Isu is of the belief that as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains inside, IPOB Code of Conduct is irrelevant. Ogechukwu Isu is one of those in the early stage who started to override IPOB Code of Conduct. He is part of those who made this move to bastardize IPOB Code of Conduct, to underrate IPOB Code of Conduct. He is of belief that IPOB Code of Conduct is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's directive and way of running the organization. That now that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not here, we can now have our own or do our own way to run this struggle. Okay, of disbelief that IPOB Code of Conduct must not be obeyed, must not be followed. That is why he had the audacity as a national coordinator going to disrupt the activities of a unit that is against IPOB Code of Conduct. Now, the same general rules, paragraph 9 said, evidence of activities contrary to or in conflict with the IPOB fundamental objectives or in contravention of the provisions contained in this code of conduct shall be sufficient reason to remove a principal officer from his her duty post. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made this pronouncement very, very straight. In fact, he has passed judgment, and the judgment is here. When such evidence is found, like I just showed you here right now, that was a very damning evidence against Ogetukwu issue and Chibuze Egwuatu, because Chibuze Egwuatu is also a coordinator in Johannesburg. Now, Oyedu has made a very direct pronouncement. He said, in a situation where there is evidence, in a situation where there is evidence that you go against IPOB fundamental objective, or that you are in conflict, you don't believe, you don't agree with the IPOB Code of Conduct, what IPOB Code of Conduct is saying, that means you are in conflict with IPOB Code of Conduct. When you choose the ones to obey and the ones not to obey in IPOB Code of Conduct, you are in conflict with IPOB Code of Conduct. And if you are in conflict with any weddings here, that means you are not supposed to be a part of this family. You are not supposed to be a principal officer in IPOB, because obviously you do not believe, you are in conflict with IPOB Code of Conduct. And so, by extension, you are in conflict with Oyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So Oyedu said, when there is evidence of such, then it is a sufficient reason to remove a principal officer from his or her duty post. To remove you. He has made a pronouncement. In fact, in this aspect, Oyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not asking you to wait for him to make decision. No. He said, decision is already made in IPOB Code of Conduct, which is to remove you immediately. Because the evidence is here. Chibuze Egwuatu is still a coordinator. DOS, after displaying these things they displayed there, DOS not even mention it. No suspension, no removal, nothing. They are still parading themselves as online coordinators and online national coordinators. But their actions has proven there is evidence that they are in conflict. There is evidence that they have gone against the fundamental objective, and by so doing, they are in contravention of these provisions contained in IPOB Code of Conduct. And by so doing, the only thing that is left is for them to be removed from their duty post. But as I am telling you today, these men are still parading themselves as coordinators and national coordinators in IPOB South Africa. After disrupting, after causing scuffles, after fighting in IPOB meetings. That is why I told you people that if we are to follow the dictates and directives in IPOB Code of Conduct, this family will not have any issue that we're having today. Things would have been flowing very, very smoothly without anybody fighting anybody. But because they have decided to go against IPOB Code of Conduct, there are problems, betrayals, confusions, scuffles everywhere. And it's quite unfortunate. Now, I just want to touch just in finance, I want to touch one thing there. Then you should not ask yourself a question, because I am picking the things to discuss this morning because I just want to drive home some points. The reason we are where we are today. If things were to be done right in the right way, we will not be having problem today. But because some people thought that they can do whatever they like. Now, section 3, subsection A, finance. In paragraph 13, no coordinator is allowed to open or manage bank accounts. The management of all IPOB bank accounts are the duty of financial officers. Well, as you already know, coordinators are opening accounts here and there in IPOB today. Not only that they are opening accounts, they are managing those accounts too. As you already know, in South Africa, there is an account called welfare account. That welfare account was opened by Ogechukwu Isu, the suspended national coordinator of South Africa. He opened that account and he is managing that account up to today. The financial officer of the South Africa does not know what is happening in that account. Nobody is aware how money is coming and going in that account. Nobody can account for the money that have come and left that account. But IPOB Code of Conduct said no coordinator is allowed. When it says it's not allowed, it's not allowed. There are no two ways about it. You cannot open and you cannot manage. The management of IPOB bank accounts are the duty of financial officers. You that is paying money in any account, that IPOB financial officers, non-financial officers, I'm not talking about those in concocted ones, those concocted financial officers. I'm talking about those financial officers in IPOB that Onyenumas and the Kano appointed. You that is paying money in those accounts, as we already told you in the past, you are wasting your resources. That money is not accounted for by the financial head. And if financial head is not aware of any account, Oyedu said that that account is not existing in IPOB. So you that followed your coordinate, or you that is depositing your money in the account that the national coordinator opened, and a national coordinator is managing the same account he opened, you are going against IPOB code of conduct, and you'll be held liable when time comes. The reason why we are here is to open your eyes to what you don't know. Your duty is open your heart to receive what we are teaching or trying to teach you. Already said that no coordinator has the right to open an account. That welfare account in South Africa, who opened it? Who is managing it? Who is accounting for the money that is going to that account? Have you asked yourself this all-important question? The answer is no. You have been emotional about everything. You have been emotional about everything. Emotional. You don't want to know the truth because you are emotional. It's not going to favor you. You are selfish. The earlier, the better. That is why I'm here this morning. By the grace of Chukwu Okeabiama, I'll be coming online again this evening, because there is a very important thing to discuss this evening. You know, I have them. You know, a few weeks ago we saw some useless Ndieze from Olu laying curses on their children. Any father that lays curses on his or her child is not a good father. That tells you all you need to know about this Ndieze and whatever they are doing. I'll be coming this evening to talk about it, and I will also talk about the obedient a bit, just a bit. The reason why I'm going to talk about them is because it is very important that we remind them. Because Oyemun Gwaragagwa and Oyemun Karegwagi are two different things. The reason why I'm going to even talk about the plight of the obedient is because of this lady. Let me show you. Just because of this lady, here. That is the reason why I'm going to talk about it. If not because of this lady.
26th of February, Bola Ahmed Tinubu or Atiku Abubakar will be declared the winner, because nothing will happen. There are some group of jobless men and women living in Asia, Europe, and America, telling the people living in the southeast, Ndibo, that they must sit at home on the 25th of February by fire, by force. They are living in Europe, no job, no work. Now they now see that our people are too gullible. They see how hopeless our people are with the situation of Nigeria. They tapped into it.
I'll be replaying this. I don't know. I don't understand anything.
If you don't go out and exercise your civic rights before 4 p.m. on the 26th of February, Bola Ahmed Tinubu or Atiku Abubakar will be declared the winner, because nothing will happen. There are some group of jobless men and women living in Asia, Europe, and America, telling the people living in the southeast, Ndibo, that they must sit at home on the 25th of February by fire, by force. They are living in Europe, no job, no work. Now they now see that our people are too gullible. They see how hopeless our people are with the situation of Nigeria. They tapped into it.
Because of this lady, I'm going to talk about the obedience sheet this evening. Because Nandi Bosinana when we are telling them that there is no thing about it, about the so-called Nigeria election, when we try to remind them about, listen to what our leader said to BBC, when we are trying to call their attention to this information, they saw us.
Ihe na-eme ndị be anyị wụ na ha na-aghọtachi anyị na-eme ọfụma. Ịjụ ha ha sịra m chọrọ ikewapụ Biafra n'ime Nigeria na ọ bụghị ihe ziri ezi n'iwu obodo ha akwadoghị ya. Nna ajụ ha sị ya ke ụzọ chọrọ isi imi ya. Asị na ọwụ ka aga mee ntuli aka elu anyị bịanyecha aka atụcha vootu aga na ebe a na-eme iwu anọrọ akpa ya. Ekwekọrịta anyị gawa n'iru njụọ ha ndị na-eme iwu obodo Nigeria mmadụ ole si Kano steeti pụta 44 ọ bụ mmadụ ole na-emekwe n'iwu a si Abia, Imo na Bayelsa pụta ha erughị sọsọ Kano steeti. Ọ bụzi ụzọ dị aṅaa ka ị ga-esi wee nweta ihe a ibu n'obi ebe ndị ọwa anyị na ha na-awụ nọchiri egwu agara agbachi ụzọ nọchi ebe niile efe adịghị ụzọ adịghị.
Like this, but it's okay. So that is the reason why I'm coming this evening to talk about the useless obedience and their disgraceful outing on tribunal, and those useless in Ndeze from Olo, who because of money sold their people, and they think that Biafra land will contain them. They are joking. So I thank you for listening to me this morning, fellow Biafrans. My advice to us is to stand our ground until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. Don't be afraid of anything, because this battle, we have won it. I say to you,